you've done a lot of, obviously done a lot of research, written papers, presented at conferences, um, read thousands and thousands of journal articles.
I don't think it's thousands.
Do you have a favorite study on happiness that you've read?
Yeah. My favorite study actually is one of the, it's a naturalistic study. So it's not a high-tech study involving neuroscience or high-level scans or trials, but it's an observational study, naturalistic study, called, I think, the Harvard Adult Study. I have to remember again, but the main author is it's a study from Harvard that started in the 1930s, and the main scientist right now is another psychiatrist. His name is Robert Waldinger, and the study is interesting because they followed Harvard graduates from 1938, and then later on included members of the community, and followed them through the decades. So you can imagine some of them are in their 90s now, and most of them have died. And they've looked at all different aspects of living, physical health as well as mental health. And one of the main things they're looking at is what are the biggest influencers for happiness as well as physical health. And the main finding is not money, it's not intelligence, it's not how much you've accumulated, it's not social rank, it's actually about quality connections. So relationships, relationships, relationships. Not just any relationship, but it should be quality relationship with family, with friends, as well as the community. So that's my favorite study. And a second favorite study, so now I'm talking about one of our studies. It's also very, very low tech. And it's a study that I conducted with a summer student. I'll never forget that study. So we're now in the process of submitting it for publication. So we interviewed people who were dying, palliative care patients in Auckland. And I've always been interested in the question of when you're dying, looking back at your life, what made it worth it? What brought you the most happiness? So that's what we ask our patients. So looking back at your life, knowing that you're dying, what made life worth it? And most of them, so 19 out of 20, so it's qualitative research, only about 20 patients. 19 out of 20, the resounding answer was again connection. Connection with family, friends, colleagues, even pets. So those are my two favorite studies on happiness and well-being. Very low tech, but very meaningful to me.